a man walked into a bar and said, "Ow." And that man was me, A Spirit King, founder and chief editor of AceAnimeReviews.com. I use he, him pronouns, and joining me today are the really loud background music of this game and
Noah Haley, they, them, and I cannot believe that is the bit that absolutely had to happen.
It was. It's the funniest joke I've ever made. Everybody be happy.
Yeah, it was definitely worth me sabotaging myself for.
Of course.
Well, and I'm Charlie, they, him, and I'm present.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like you're nearby.
I said I was present, not that I was close.
No.
I don't think there's a difference. I don't know what words mean.
Anywho, AceAnimeReviews.com. Look at her just dragging this full ass grown ass man out of the elevator, like that's just a thing that people do. Anywho, AceAnimeReviews.com is exactly what it says on the tin, a review site for specializing in anime. Though we also cover movies, video games, whatever else we feel like. Our most recent article was by Charlie, and it was about possible whitewashing and the new Clone Wars thing. It's the same one from last week because Haley and I took the month off. So anyway,
yeah. It's still good. You should still read it.
It is. And this is the point of the intro where we would like to shout out our newer supporters on Patreon. But as we do not have any, we'll instead move on to briefly describing the good and fun perks you'll get if you decide to support us. Our Patreon is patreon.com/m/aceanimereviews. At the $1 tier, you'll be granted early access to our weekly reviews, be able to watch the recordings of these discussions as soon as they finish uploading instead of waiting until Saturday, and the ability to vote in any polls we decide to put up. $5, you'll be invited to join our Discord channel where you can chat with us and or other patrons about anime, video games, manga, whatever else. And at $10, you'll be able to nominate books for the Ace Anime Book Club, as well as being automatically entered into a monthly drawing to join us for one of these weekly discussions. And normally we'd be moving on from the boring stuff, but so last week Charlie just mentioned the book club.
What the fuck is that noise?
I don't know. Anyway, last week
We hear nothing.
Charlie just casually brought up the book club, and we haven't actually explained what that is. It's a book club, but the thing that makes it different from most other book clubs is that I have a very broad definition of the word book. So basically anything that's primarily text-based would qualify as a book for the book club. So actual books, graphic novels, visual novels, text-based adventure games, whatever, anything like that would work. So yeah. Anywho, that's the boring stuff done. Let's move on. Who wants to start? No, I think you should start. Talk about 86.
It was good. I was kind of a little bored of it when the episode started. And then I decided, actually, this kind of angst is exactly up my alley. Let's learn more.
Yeah, like as soon as it started out, I was like, hey, this is blatant emotional manipulation.
Oh, yeah. It was, oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure her uncle still is trying to get her killed.
Oh, probably. Or he wants her to be traumatized out of her idealism.
Equally likely, except for the fact that he clearly did not think highly of her father either, and her father ended up dying horribly.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's hoping that she'll learn better. Or at least in his mind, learn better. Probably the game? I don't know.
Hey, this sounds like someone just turned a wind machine on in their microphone.
That's the game.
Oh, I see. It's very loud.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not loud for Charlie.
I tried turning it down. Anyway. Also, I've given I've given it 2 months to grow on me, and it hasn't. I don't like the song and the OP. I think it's shit. It's a bad song. It's annoying, and worst of all, it's catchy. So it's both bad and it gets stuck in my head. Yeah.
I like it, but I'm a huge fan of annoying things.
Yeah. As evidenced by the fact that you're a Star Wars fan.
Look. Not all of Star Wars is annoying. Some of it is quite tolerable, provided it comes before The Last Jedi.
Yeah, most of the
Well, no, that's not true. Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, except for Solo, but I think that came out after The Last Jedi.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I heard it's bad.
Oh, it's very bad for a number of reasons. It's just very long and meaningless and boring and meaningless and dull.
Yeah, they've all been changed.
They've got Maul back for some fucking reason.
He got cut in half.
Yeah, oh, he saved himself by turning himself into a half-spider cyborg, and then his brother finds him at some point, and he gets proper humanoid fake legs.
They should have stuck with the spider cyborg.
They could have stuck with him being dead.
Yes, that, but if they had to bring him back, spider legs.
If they had to have brother angst for Savage, they could have just kept Farrell alive.
His name is Savage.
His name is pronounced Savage, and I agree it is pretentious and stupid, but it's slightly more subtle than just calling him Savage.
Why would you want to emulate the French?
Because it's funny.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Are we? What are we moving?
We were talking about 86.
It was fine.
Yeah. Speaking of cyborgs.
Vivi.
Yeah, should we move on to Vivi? So,
yeah, there's... the thing with 86 is that it's won me back over, but there's still nothing new to say about it.
Yeah, nothing new happened this episode. Not really. Well, I mean, just
Naruto
the big reveal at the end.
Subtlety.
Yeah, just the big reveal at the end that they're all there to be killed, which is not really a reveal because, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I thought that was so obvious that I didn't even think it was worth mentioning before.
I didn't know it was supposed to be a reveal.
Yeah, apparently it was, and it's going to be very traumatizing for Lena, I'm sure.
Yeah. The whole thing has been an ethnic cleansing campaign the whole time. Surprise, surprise.
Who could have guessed?
Except for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, the anime says it itself at the beginning of, what was it, episode 2 when she went to that class and had her screed?
Yeah. Well, she said that they were separated. But, yeah.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I just thought the ethnic cleansing part went without saying. I shouldn't have. Not have just assumed it went without saying.
How loud does this game need to be?
As loud as it wants.
Mm-hmm.
Frantically searching through my computer for something to do with my hands.
Yep. Alright.
Oh, that's right, I'm killing my lungs. Never mind. I don't need something to do with my hands.
Alright, should we move on to,
Fruits basket.
Yeah, let's move on to Fruits Basket. And talk about Kyo self-sabotage Soma.
Yes, he had a very long moment this episode.
Yep, the whole thing was just him and Toru talking.
I think the whole thing was mostly just him thinking to himself.
Nah, he was saying it out loud, cause
Yeah, the boy didn't talk.
nah, he was talking out loud, cause he asked what's her name at the end.
There are a lot of what's her names. I haven't seen the newest episode yet. I'm only on episode 8 of season 1.
Toru.
I got distracted by Kit Fisto's abs.
Yeah, he asked Toru at the end if she forgave him, and that would not have made sense if she wasn't listening.
Yeah, well, he said some of it, but some of it, his mouth was not moving, so I can only assume he was thinking.
I think he was thinking
loudly.
some, and I think he at least got across the part about how he saw her mom die.
And blames himself because he's a healthy boy.
Yes.
Healthiest child in the show.
Move.
Speaking of healthy children, Vivi was good this episode.
Yeah. I'm not
sure was.
I'm not sure how Ophelia just kind of breaking makes much of a difference compared to her committing suicide, but whatever.
I mean, it's entirely possible that Matsumoto has footage or something that he's gonna leak.
Yeah, probably.
Or that AI are just as dangerous to each other as humans at their current level of sentience, so they need to be scaled back.
Mm-hmm.
So his whole character development was about how, oh wait, I don't have to stop you from killing yourself. I just have to stop your suicide from being something that is used to advocate for AI rights.
Yeah. Also, we got the...
And then Diva died, and it was very sad.
Yeah, and then, found out that it seems like there's also a time-traveling AI who wants it to continue, which... I can't honestly say I saw coming, and yet I still wasn't surprised, because obviously, of course, there would be.
Yeah, the more they change things, the more likely it's going to be that there's going to be another time traveler.
Yeah.
It's only because how they're changing things doesn't work, so Matsumoto, the doctor, builds another AI to try and fix things again.
Yeah.
Imagine, by the end of the series, every AI is just a time traveler that Dr. Matsumoto has made to stop an AI insurrection.
Of course. How many actual notes on Vivi? Let me look at my notes on Vivi.
The fighting was cool.
Oh yes, the music during the fight scene was awesome. It was
I'm sad Diva's gone. Diva was my favorite.
Yeah, she was cool.
I hope Vivi grows up into her one day.
Oh, okay, so I put this note. It said, why would an AI being given the same respect as a human make you hate AI? Oh, it's a racism thing.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that he respected this teacher. Doesn't
I think the problem
disconnect.
Yeah, between the funeral and the playing the last minutes of his life.
Why are you shouting?
Like it was a show.
Why are you
They were
shouting?
pretending he was a person, but not giving him any of the respect that they would have given a human by letting him not replaying all of his last moments in graphic detail for everyone assembled.
Yes, but why would that make him hate AI?
It's trauma. Trauma, not people.
I think they hated him later.
Did hate. I don't think he did hate.
He mentioned when he joined Toke that he was looking for answers, and he felt like Toke was on the same, right, with same line of thought. And then Vivi showed up, and he was shaken to his core, or some shit.
Yeah, and he must not hate AIs that much anymore because he became one.
Well, he was desperate and is a hypocrite. But still, yeah, that all doesn't make sense. Joining an AI hate group is not going to help him understand his mixed feelings about AI.
Yeah, I don't think they
Definitely
were
not.
full on, let's kill all AI from the outset. That's not how they get you. It's the little things.
Yeah,
They
maybe.
build on it.
Maybe. I'm still more on the camp that he didn't like him getting a human-esque funeral because he didn't think that he deserved one because he wasn't a human. I think it's just straight up racism. But yeah. Because you know what happens?
We'll find out.
You'll have people who racist saying shit like, "Oh, you're one of the good ones," blah blah blah. But as soon as they start talking about being equity and whatever, it's like, "Oh no, I don't. Yeah, no, yeah, no."
Hard pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know. Anyway, last one. Sucked by Hikihito. You got your.
Benny's pissing me off.
You got your funeral, your filler episode though.
Did I?
They went to the fire. They went to the
Was
film
it
festival.
fun, lighthearted?
Well, for a bit, they went to the. This guy looks like the Joker.
They went to see the fireworks and it was sweet. And the trainee is pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah, she needs to like get over herself.
Fucking, he never looks at me like that. It's a different fucking relationship. She's an actual child.
Yeah, it's like he's not into you. You ever read that book? He's just not that into you.
I mean, I get kind of the jealousy, but she's a kid.
Yeah.
I appreciate her waiting until he left to break down crying in tears that weren't earned, but still.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna like I get it. It sucks like having a crush on somebody who doesn't like you back, but she's just keeps acting out and making it everybody else's problem, and that's the problem with it. It's that she wants to make her personal issue everyone else's problem.
Yeah.
I mean, and like part of it is that she's still not strictly speaking wrong. It's just the way. It's just that it's not really her business. You know.
Mhm.
Though I did like the Sayu deciding that even if they were both adults, their relationship would still probably be platonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
I love that.
Yeah.
It was a very we love each other, but not like that moment, and that was cool.
Yeah.
If y'all can't tell, we're all heckin' tired.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm watching Clone Wars again. Sorry.
Hello.
You guys started talking about. You started talking about Hikihiro. I have nothing to add to that discussion. I wanted to get mad at Death Watch again.
Okay. Anywho.
Air is paused. Killjoys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Let's move on.
Hero is good.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Move on to our general discussion topic. Which,
What is our general discussion topic?
good question. Let me look at my notes. I wrote down an idea. I think.
Well, while Ace is doing that,
General discussion topic.
Do not.
Okay, I got one. Here it is. Here's the question for you. When does coding stop being coding? Now, all the examples, well, most of the examples I wrote down were like autism coding, but you could talk about trans coding, gay coding, etc. So, like, for example...
it stops being coding when it's made explicit.
Alright, but how explicit would you say is explicit? So let's make a couple of examples here. One example is Lily from Zombieland Saga, who is a trans girl, but they never actually come out and say the phrase trans girl, but it's still, everybody knows that she's a trans girl. So, and then you also have a character like, I guess Maya from Bang Dream, who is the one who got me on this topic. So Maya, doesn't really, has trouble, connecting with her peers, tends to info dump about the things she's interested in, can't really modulate the volume of her voice, and likes tight spaces. So at what point does that stop being heavily... So would you say that she's just simply coded as autistic, or do you think she's just straight up autistic?
She's straight up autistic.
Yeah, they never said it.
Well,
but...
I wouldn't... So the problem with things like that, with the ambiguous disorder trope in general, is that those aren't things that are exclusive to autism. I do almost all of those things too, and it's not... I mean, it might be because I'm autistic. I don't know. I've never been diagnosed.
Yeah.
But it's mostly because I'm an anxious wreck.
She's not an anxious wreck, really, though. I mean,
I think other characters acknowledge her differences and try to support her,
yes.
or
yeah. Well, some of them are will be when she starts info dumping, we'll kind of try to change the subject, or I'm clearly not listening, but others are genuinely interested and will talk with her. So it depends on the character. Her bandmates are mostly accepting of that kind of thing. So.
But if she ever...
I think there has to be some degree of certainty before it stops being coding.
Yeah, because you can have it explicit without actually saying the words, but it's got to be fucking everywhere, and people actually acknowledge that that's a thing.
Yeah.
Right. If they just treat the character as quirky or unusual, but don't acknowledge the other side of that, where it has an actual impact on relationships and quality of life, then that would be closer to coding.
Well, she did write an article. She wrote an article about something about sound equipment or something for a specialty magazine, a tech magazine for it, which I don't know of that. But yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, you've got a character who is coded as queer. They dress contrary to their assigned gender, or they're always femme if they're a guy, but they never actually try to get into a relationship with the guy, or they don't have to deal with
or even they do that, and then but the narrative insists that they're not queer.
Yeah, that's
or tries to show that they are queer in some way.
Yeah, if they do all that and then they have them make comments about, oh no, I'm totally cis and heterosexual. I think that's coding.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, if Maya had all that and then it was oh, look at me being super, look at me and my totally neurotypical and just quirky self, which then that would just be coding. But since she doesn't do that, I think we could probably say that that's crossed the line from coding to actual straight up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I give up.
Yeah, but if it's you got your same queer character and they have shit around them that relates to being queer, and they don't ever actually say the words, but it's very obvious to anybody with eyes.
Or you have
that's not queer coding. It's just subtle.
Yeah, or back to the trans thing. Mayumi in Pretty Boy Detective Club is heavily coded as trans because after the first arc they began presenting as male, and the leader of the club says something about how Mayumi has a boy's heart, but shonen can also mean pure of heart. It doesn't necessarily mean male child. It's usually used to mean male child, and there was an arc where Mayumi dresses as a bunny girl for a bit. So
yeah,
I think that would
tap dancing on the line.
I think you would call that coding, possibly even queer baiting. But or you could also argue that he's trans but doesn't have dysphoria, so doesn't mind wearing stuff like bunny girl outfits sometimes.
Maybe he's gender fluid.
Could be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be an instance where we might want to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so I think in that case you could consider that Mayumi is coded trans. You couldn't say that they actually are trans.
Yeah.
But yeah. As opposed to Lily, who is just straight up obviously trans, like even though they never say it, like she dies after she plucks the facial hair. So used to be and has a dead name. So yeah.
Yeah, that girl trans.
Yeah, that girl's trans. That's like just canon. Not even, but yeah. So that was my.
Yeah, it's like wearing a costume versus like living it.
Yeah, or like wearing cat ears versus
sense.
being a cat girl.
Yeah, sort of. Ew.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to say it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Do we have anything else to say?
There are ways to make it clear.
Yeah. I guess that's it on this topic. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Talk
We play Code 4.
Let's talk about best and worst of the week.
Cat girls.
Charlie, what was the best decision you made this week?
What's the best what?
Decision you made this week.
I slept in this morning.
Oh, that's a
until
good
9:30.
Oh,
it was so nice.
That's a good. Always a good decision.
I'm usually up by like fucking 8, and it sucks.
Yeah. Noah, what was the worst decision you made this week?
Worst decision?
The worst decision you made this week.
I did not look into dimension shifting so that I could kill Krell.
Oh yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
That's always a mistake. I've seen the Umbara arc before, and I think learning how to violate all the laws of physics in the universe would be worth it to stab him through his heart with his own lightsabers and then cut off his limbs and feed him to a vine monster.
He's a basilisk. He likely has more than one heart.
Sure, but he's only got... He died from one shot through the chest, so, maybe not. Maybe he needs both of his hearts, and only destroying one will be...
He was a basilisk, not a goddamn Zabrak.
Yeah, and you can maybe have more than one heart. Yeah, so stab him through the heart while he's debilitated, cut off all of his limbs, and throw him into a vine monster. Preferably before he gets my children killed.
Waxer!
No, Waxer is fine. All of them are fine. Hold on, I saw nuts coming directly at me. All of the clones are fine. They are all on vacation and they are canoeing.
Yes.
They've joined a boating club with Tim and Sasha from Magnus Archives. No one dies that I love. They live forever and are happy and nothing bad ever happens to them.
Have we lost you yet, Ace?
Yeah, time to move on to plugs. No, this is time to talk about your Clone Wars.
No, come on, we've still got time. We can talk about the Clone Wars. I can explain to you about.
You're the one who didn't want to fucking lose today.
Yeah, but then Ace said that we could make the people who were watching this listen to me talk about Kit Fisto's abs.
Yeah, I thought that you would do that during your plugs. That you would plug Kit Fisto's abs.
I will plug Kit Fisto's abs, but we do have to acknowledge the fact I got to experience his abs It's because he was in the middle of a fucking battle during a war and was not wearing a shirt or any form of armor.
He's just one of those characters that abhors clothing.
Common sense.
He
Living past 60.
He dropped his armor to raise his agility.
Yes.
He's an aquatic species. They have to have armor that is designed for being worn underwater. In fact, I know they probably do because the Mon Calamari and the Quarrens have armor for that exact purpose.
Koopa Troopers.
What are Koopa Troopers?
They're the turtles from
He doesn't
Mario.
need to be a scuba trooper. He can breathe underwater.
No, the armor.
Oh. Those would be heavy and limit his agility quite a bit, though.
Okay, that was your plug. Ace, do you have a plug?
I do. I'm gonna plug 8 Bomber Guy's new video. It's on the anti-vax thing. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's funny and informative.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
Yes.
Good.
I'm going to plug Panda Red on TikTok.
Whom?
He's a funny man.
What's his name?
Panda Red. Pandared. He does a lot of comics, skits and stuff. Mostly Batman. He's funny.
He's the one who did the adopting Shazam Batman skit.
I've never seen that.
You should. It's fun.
Hey, I can follow
Great,
somebody
it's
else on TikTok because I'm only followed to B. Dylan Hollis, the guy who with the old recipes. Old recipe guy.
Yeah. I follow him there too, and then I never go on TikTok because unlike Charlie, I don't want to be Captain Hook.
Yeah. Panda Red. There we go. Alrighty.
One day, that joke is gonna get a genuine laugh.
Nah. Promotions?
Time for some promotions. Alright,
Twitch.tv/Arctic Noah. I'm off for the next week, because my friend's coming over next week, and so I'm going to spend time with them. But after that, I'm going to try to get back to streaming 3 or 4 times a week.
And I stream here, twitch.tv/Ryota, RHLOTR. I normally Thursday would be one of the days that I would definitely stream, but I'm not going to be streaming tonight, partly so that I could have this video uploaded before I have to go to work tomorrow, and partly because I took a Toradol before the stream and I am quite sleepy. So, yeah.
What's Toradol, Ace?
It is a steroid-based painkiller.
Delightful.
Yes, I took it because my
It's a prescription, I assume.
yes, it's because my my tooth hurts.
I just want to reassure people that you're not what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, and the last Thursday. Last Thursday, my tooth was hurting so bad that it woke me up, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I went to the ER after work and got some antibiotics and Toradol, and the Toradol is for the pain in my tooth.
Yeah. Thursday before that, we didn't stream because I fell and I scraped my knee and it hurt real bad, and I had to curl up and die for a few hours.
Yeah.
I don't want to review.
Don't get old. I'm not old. I'm 26. Don't get older than 18.
Yes.
Or at least don't do high school sports. That's my plug. My plug is against doing sports in high school.
You already did your plug. It's too late.
It's those abs.
God damn it! Twitch.tv/ECPolstein. I'm in currently the opposite of hibernation because it's too goddamn hot to move. But I will be back when the cold returns to streaming. And until then, you can find me on Tumblr at Magic Like a Charlie. What was that? Talking over me again?
It's making a joke about the heat in the high desert.
I will throw my phone at you through the wall to die, to die.
Sorry, Charlie, we can't all be coastal cities.
Yeah.
Ace.
You know, I bet if you played your cards right, you could get your grandparents to let you live in their house while they're still paying for it.
No, thank you, Ace.
Yes. Oh, are we done?
Close us out, please.
We're done. Thank you for joining us. We're not going to review hentai, and I don't know what Joe's ass go in circles yet is. That's all for this week. Thank you for joining us. I hope you take care. It is hot. Good night. Have a good day.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.